watchdog says he expects Iran to allow more inspections. But the experts are warning it could be just another stalling tactic. As you know, Iran claims its nuclear program is strictly for peaceful purposes, such as electricity. And tomorrow, representatives from the United States and 5 other nations are meeting with the Iranians in an attempt to get them to stop their program. Today, State Department spokesman Victoria Nuland said that any deal to work, if it's going to work, the Iranians have to put their money where their mouth is.
Obviously, the announcement of the deal is one thing, but the implementation is what we're going to be looking for Iran to truly follow through and provide the access to all of the locations, the documents, and the personnel that the IAEA requires in order to determine whether Iran's program is exclusively for peaceful purposes.
Yeah, everybody's a little skeptical, especially leaders in Israel, of just about anything the Iranians say. And they are demanding a hard line in tomorrow's nuclear talks. The Fox Sports chief correspondent Jonathan Hunt is with us, and he's over here at the football. And I'm wondering what the White House is starting to say now about this deal.
They're extremely cautious at the White House about this announcement today from the International Atomic Energy Agency. They acknowledge that any forward movement is better than a step backwards in terms of Iran and its nuclear programs, but they say that Iran has to, as always, be judged on its actions, not its words. Here's White House spokesman Jay Carney. Listen.
I think it's important to note that the announcement today is a step forward. It's an agreement in principle that represents a step in the right direction, but as we've said in the past about the totality of Iran's obligations and their fulfillment of them, we will make judgments about Iran's behavior based on actions, not just promises or agreements.
And underlying that caution, of course, is the fact that U.S. officials have seen this before. Promises and agreements followed by broken promises and agreements.
Yeah, and I'm sure the experts are remembering that as they chat about this today.
Yeah, we talked to Tim Trevan. He's a former UN weapons inspector on Studio B earlier today. And he pointed out that this agreement is only related to one particular nuclear site. And in his view, that makes it not worth the paper it's not even written on yet. Here's Tim Trevan.
It's not what you would need to get a full picture of the entire nuclear program. To do that, you'd have to be able to go to all the sites, and you'd have to be able to stipulate that you want to go to sites that the Iranians hadn't declared, so that you can check out whether there's suspicious activities occurring elsewhere. Getting into one site alone doesn't give you any degree of confidence that you've got the full picture of the nuclear activities in the country.
And the test of whether Iran is going to widen this agreement and allow those inspectors to go in and see all the sites will come during these talks, which begin in Baghdad tomorrow between Iranian negotiators and 6 nations, including the United States.
And the White House talking about actions, not words, and new satellite images seem to suggest that North Korea has just stepped up work on its own nuclear program, and the secretive regime vows it will not stop in the face of what it calls U.S. hostility. This is a new satellite picture of the GOI, a commercial satellite imagery company of North Korea's supposedly secret nuclear testing facility. Experts who viewed this photo say it shows evidence that they may be close to an underground nuclear test. Remember, last month, North Korea tried to launch a rocket which blew up after liftoff and crashed into the sea. Analysts say the communist government there could try to detonate a nuclear device in an attempt to save face.